that's back in looking, so the first-time homebuyer market, I believe we're going to see robust this year. Also, you know, home ownership affordability, we've talked about that over the last 6 years. It's affordable, and that's going to carry us through this year. When we take a look at supply, that's kind of our critical component this year. And I just wanted to take a quick look at Hamilton County. How many of you are feeling like we have a shortage of supply in the market right now? That's so. Well, I pulled some stats last night. Just in Hamilton County alone, we have 1,700 active listings in Hamilton County. What do you think we had last year? Over 2,700 at the end of January. You talk about a big gap. That's big. Then we drill down into Carmel. Last year, we had 730 homes, active homes on the market in Carmel. Right now, as of last night, we have 450. So what's that tell us? Inventory is low, and what will that do to my fourth point, the pricing? Right, so think about that, pricing. I think we have to be very careful. For the first time in 6 years, we're going to be able to sit across the table from sellers and probably give a little bit better picture, right? And hope. But I think we have to be cautious of the message that we're sending and not set expectations too high. Where buyers are going to be in, our sellers are going to be in a much better position this year than they have in the past. We're not going to see, you know, 25% increases in pricing. So make sure that you are cautious when delivering that great news. The other thing to keep up with the demand, have you guys noticed dirt is moving? I don't know if any of you have driven by 146th Street and River Road. That land, I mean, there's some apartments being built, but we've got Ryland, Ryan, Wedgwood. They're all committed to go into the legacy project there. On that corner of River Road and 146th Street. We have more developments popping up. Dirt's moving. It's a great sign. It's going to change how we, you know, sell homes, though. We're going to compete more feverishly on the retail side, on the resale side, I should say, with new construction. Builders are getting their appetites back. We're going to have spec homes to choose from, and buyers are going to have that. So that's exciting news as we try to fill the gap between supply and demand. I had mentioned renters before. You remember over the past 6 years, a lot of past homeowners were faced with short sales, so it took them out of the home buying market, so they've been renting. Those people are now resurfacing. You know, they've waited the 2 to 3 years, they can now get financing, we're going to see them back into the market, which is a great sign. I think all of you remember over the last 2 years, we also heard a lot in the media saying, homeownership, is it no longer the American dream? We're finding that to be completely false. If we let the media, you know, determine where our industry is going, we wouldn't be very hopeful. But we know, because we sit across from those people every day, and they want to own a piece of real estate in the United States. So that's exciting news. So the seventh thing that I wanted to mention is market correction. With these kind of market corrections, there does present obstacles. So I want you guys to all think about appraisals. How many of you have faced an appraisal issue recently? Now, we thought when the market was declining there were appraisal issues, but as the market picks up, remember there's a lag time. So where in the past we were constantly consulting our sellers that, hey, you got to meet the gap, when we're getting multiple offers on properties and we have cash buyers back in the market, it could be the buyer that makes up the gap because they don't have options out there to go choose, you know, backup house A, B, or C. So look at consulting your buyers to, you know, when we have appraisal issues, they may be part of the solution, just not relying on the seller. 2 more points I wanted to make quickly were demographics. The housing industry has demographics going in our favor. We're adding nationally 1.5 million family units a year to the United States and 3 million in you know, population growth. So that tells us that when new construction has been down significantly over the past 6 years, there is going to be a pent-up demand for housing. And we're going to be here to fulfill, all of you guys that are survivors that survived the last 6 years are going to be here to help these customers buy homes. Job creation will continue to be an important focus. Mitch Daniels, that was top on his priority list. We're hopeful that, of course, Pence will continue to focus on bringing jobs to Indiana. If we're not creating that, you know, attraction for people to move their companies here and keep their companies here, that'll impact our local markets. We are seeing an increase in relocation, which is a great sign. Companies are getting the appetites back to new management and upper-level management as they fulfill their strategic goals moving forward. And then the wild card is financing. Any of you that are hopeful that we're going to see a big shift back to loosening of guidelines, I don't think that's in our near future, so it's the new normal for us. to try to ever anticipate what's going to come out of Washington, D.C. I haven't been able to. I'm sure Jim has been able to figure that out, though. He'll share that with us. So, in wrap up, we need to be careful. An improving market doesn't always mean success, and a failing market doesn't always mean failure. We can't let the market define us. There are people and companies that succeed in great markets and they fail in great markets. So we have to keep our eye on the ball, keep our eye on customer service, and I think probably the most important thing is how we can continue to make the transaction better for buyers and sellers. If we don't, as an industry, continue to focus on how to make it a good experience and have great relationships across the table from other agents, we will find that consumers won't put up with it and they'll go somewhere else to fulfill, how they want to buy and sell real estate. Let's see if I have anything else. I think that is all I have. I'll turn it over to Jim.